Hey friends, Stone here. Welcome back to the Mountaintop Kitchen. Today, we're taking that golden, chewy soft pretzel you know from the mall and giving it a bold new twist. I'm talking about the everything pretzel. Salty, garlicky, seedy, absolutely irresistible. So grab your aprons, let's get baking. So welcome again to the Mountaintop Kitchen. Today, we're making some everything pretzels, like the everything bagel, but a pretzel, a nice hot soft pretzel. Now, who as a child didn't go to the mall and beg their mother to buy them one of those hot pretzels? I did, or at the carnival, or at any place where they had them. Today we're going to be following the recipe from the Bake From Scratch Volume 9 book right here. And so we will be giving the ingredients, but we won't be giving the method. So if you'd like to get the method and the total recipe, you'll have to buy the book, and there is a link below to get the book for yourselves. Okay, so we're going to start by getting our dough ready. So we have to get our yeast fermented and started. I'm going to feed it a little bit of sugar. I have some water here heated up at about 110 degrees. I'm going to dump that water into my bowl. I'm going to dump in my yeast. This is instant yeast. Now you can make these with sourdough as well, but today we're using yeast. And then I have a little bit of sugar that I'm going to feed that yeast with and get that all mixed up in my bowl. We're going to let this get nice and bubbly and fermented for about 10 minutes, and then we'll be back to make the dough completely. All right, so it's been about 10 or 15 minutes, and our little yeast mixture with water and sugar is looking nice and bubbly and ready. So we're going to continue with whisking together all of our dry ingredients. We have some flour and the rest of the sugar and some salt. So we're just going to whisk those, get them nicely incorporated, so that we distribute all of the elements throughout the dry mixture. I think that's good. We're going to go ahead and put the dough hook on, but let's go ahead and get our flour in. And we have we have some milk, and it is at about 110 degrees, just like the water. So we're going to dump that in. And we have our melted butter. So all that goes in. And we're using a dough hook. We're making bread. So let's go ahead and get that on. And we're going to beat this. We're going to start off on slow to get everything incorporated. And then we're going to mix it with the dough hook, for about 10 or 15 minutes. We might need to scrape down along the way. We probably will. And we're looking for a nice, smooth dough that pulls away from the bowl. So we'll be back in about 10 or 15 minutes. Okay, so this has been going for about 10 minutes, and the dough's looking quite nice and soft. And let's go ahead and take a look at it. It comes off easily from the dough hook, and it's nice and soft, and it's just a little bit tacky, not very much. It's easy to handle. So we're going to throw it in a lightly greased bowl. I'm going to turn it over so I get some oil on top and all around. Okay, so we don't want to dry out. And we're just going to cover this and let it rest in a warm place for up to about an hour. It should double in size. And once we have our dough double in size, we'll be ready to shape our pretzels. So we'll be right back in about an hour. Okay, so our dough has doubled in size, so we're ready to keep going here. Let's see. We're going to take the dough out, and I only have half of the dough here, so I'm going to make 6 pretzels with that. And I need some dough balls of about 75 grams each. So I'm going to use my trusty bench scraper here to kind of eyeball where half of my dough might be. And then I would take 3 pieces. Now it's better to cut your dough rather than to pull it apart or to pinch it, that sort of thing, because you'll disrupt the gluten strains. So I'm going to just try to get this into 6 pieces of about 75 grams each. Oh, that one's exactly 75. And I'm just going to roll it and stick it back into the bowl. In the meantime, I have cut up these 6 little pieces of parchment paper that I'm going to put my pretzels on after I shape them. So, okay, let's cut this one in half about. Let's see how we're doing. Okay, I have a little bit more there, so I'm just going to cut a piece off. All right, 75. So I'm just going to roll that into a little ball just to get it ready. And this one is about 72. Okay, it's 75. So I'm going to roll this one into a little ball as well and quickly get it in here. And let's get about a third of this. That's too much. 71. Okay, that's about 75. I'm going to roll it into a little ball. Get it in here. And then I have 2 more. Okay. That's just about 75. And I'm going to roll that to a little ball, put it in here, and this one should be about 75. That's a little bit more. We'll have a little bit extra. We want them all to be about the same size. Okay, so we can get rid of this. We don't need this. And now we're going to take each ball and we're going to shape it into a long rope-like shape of about almost 24 inches. So you just want to start rolling. This is a very easy dough to work with. It is not sticky. It's not super sticky. It doesn't fall apart, but you just want to get it out. Now on my table, I have about 24 inches measured here. I have some markings, so I know exactly where 24 inches is. You want to try to get it to be about even thickness all the way across with tapered ends here. Okay, so if you see that it's a little fatter, it doesn't have to be perfect, but if you see it's a little fatter in some areas, just kind of push that towards the other direction. Okay, and I'm rolling and rolling, and I'm still not quite at around 24 inches, so I'm going to press outward as I roll, which will stretch it a bit. And again, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, but okay. So that's about 24 inches right there. So now I'm just going to shape a U shape like this, and then I'm going to take one side under the other side and then pull it back over here to form my pretzel. And just kind of tuck those ends in right there. So there's my first pretzel. And I can take that and put it on my parchment square. Okay, we'll do one more and then I'll do the rest off camera. So again, we're going to roll out our dough ball into a rope shape with tapered ends, about 24 inches. Okay, that's 2 feet, of course, right? If you see one side of your rope is getting fatter, just kind of start to work it towards the other end. Again, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. You want the ends to be kind of tapered, so you just keep working out towards the edges. And I'm getting really close to 24 inches now. But I've got kind of a fat part here in the middle, so I'm going to kind of work that out. Okay, I'm going to form my U, take one end under the other, wrap it around, and then bring that back over to this side, and then just reshape my pretzel so it looks pretty. Okay, and kind of tuck those ends in. And I have my next pretzel that I place here onto parchment square. I'm going to go ahead and get the others done, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we got all of these done, all 6 of them. We're only doing 6 for now. And I'm going to cover these and let them go for their second rise for about 45 minutes. Let them get nice and puffy and fat. So 45 minutes, we'll be back to continue. All right, so our conventional oven is heating up to 375 Fahrenheit. We've got 8 cups of water here on our stovetop, and I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of baking soda to the water. We're going to bring this to just up to a slight boil. And once we have this at a slight boil, we're going to go ahead and put our pretzel into the water for about 10 seconds on each side. And we'll drain it and put it onto these sheets, and we're going to cover them with everything spices, and we will get these into the oven. So as soon as this is boiling, we'll get started. Okay, our water and baking soda has come to a nice gentle boil. So we're just going to take each of our nice and puffy pretzels, and we're going to place it into the water with the top side down to start for 10 seconds, and then rotate it with this slotted spoon. So let's go ahead and do that. Get one in. Okay, 10 seconds. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010. Now with a slotted spoon, we're just going to turn it over and do the other side. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, you get it. Now it's important that you do not skip this step, because boiling these pretzels in the baking soda water is how you're going to get that nice crispy browned skin on your pretzels. Okay, we want to drain all the water off. It's important to use a slotted spoon. And I'm going to use these smaller pans, and I'm just going to place these onto a pan and continue with the next pretzel. And as soon as these are done, we'll be right back. Now, before we pop these into the oven, we're just going to sprinkle these with some everything bagel seasoning. So just gingerly, I like to put a lot, just go all around while they're still wet. They just came out of the water and baking soda bath, so the seasoning will stick to it nicely. Okay, the oven is ready. It's set at 375 Fahrenheit. That's a conventional oven. And we're going to bake these for about 12 to 16 minutes until they're nice and golden brown on top. So let's pop these into the oven. Okay, I think I don't need to tell you that these are looking fantastic, awesome, but I do need to tell you they smell wonderful. If you know what everything bagels smells like, what they smell like, you can smell it. Okay, also I've made a nice little dip here to go with the everything pretzels. It's just cream cheese and sour cream, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of pepper, and some chives in there. So anyway, let's go ahead and try this and see how it is. I'm just going to take this closest one. Now, with these hot, soft pretzels, it's always best to eat them warm, just after they've had about 5 minutes on the tray cooling off. And oh, before I stick this in my mouth and test it, I did leave a couple out, because the great thing about making these pretzels is you can do this in advance. And you can, after you blanch them in the water with the baking soda and put your everything spice on there, or salt, or whatever kind of seed you'd like to have on your pretzels, you can pop these in the freezer and keep them in there and bake them straight out of the freezer. Just add a couple of minutes more baking time. So isn't that great? I'm going to bag these up in a freezer bag and get these into the freezer, matter of fact. Okay, so I'm going to try this bagel. But you know what? I want to have some of this dip on there too. So I'm just going to pull it apart. Look at that. Get a little bit of this and try it out. Yes, these are awesome. Actually, I'm taken back to when I'm a little kid, getting a hot, soft bagel at the mall with my mother, right next to the Orange Julius stand. These are wonderful. Please do make this recipe. I love this. And like I said, you can top these with anything you like or just leave them plain. I'm still chewing. You can give them an egg wash if you like, if you want to have them plain, or even if you want to put something on top. But let me go back to this book again. I do have my own recipe for soft pretzels, and maybe I'll post that at some point. But I just love this series of Bake from Scratch by Brian Hart Hoffman. This is the latest volume. It's volume 9. There'll be a link right below for you to click and buy it. It has 400 pages of recipes, and there are cakes, cookies, breads, pastries, pies, tarts, you name it, it's in here. And the photography is just stunning in this book. So I highly recommend this series. If you haven't, maybe you've already been collecting these. These are all of the recipes from the magazine. There's a magazine version for 2024. So every single recipe is in this book. I highly recommend it. Please do grab a copy, and we'd love it if you grab a copy in the link below. If you haven't subscribed yet, how about clicking that little button right down there? You see it, I know you do. And also, if you love this recipe, we have so many more on our website and in our YouTube channel. So if you like this one, you're probably going to like this one too. And until we see you next time in the kitchen with more flavors, more bakes, and more stories, we want you to keep your ovens warm and your aprons tied. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.